Hello peoples and welcome back to King Kong Month. Wearing my appropriate King Kong mask, at least I think it is. I got it at Walmart, so I don't know. Anyhow, with the return of King Kong Month comes the possible return of my King Kong film. You know, my retelling of Merian C. Cooper's classic tale. So let's go over some of the history over it, shall we? It all began on my way back from Islands of Adventure at Universal Studios. I looked up on the tram we were taking and noticed three signs: Jaws parking, King Kong parking, and Jurassic Park parking. And then it hit me. I got the idea to create a Jaws film, a King Kong film, coupled with my Jurassic Park Card Chronicles series. At the time, it seemed brilliant, being able to create three of the most popular monster movies in toy form. As many of you know, my Jaws film kinda got the boot, but my King Kong film on the other hand, well that's an entirely different story. The original draft of the movie was honestly just a mishmash of literally every officially produced King Kong film ever made, minus King Kong vs. Godzilla. The story would start out at Monarch headquarters, basically this world's version of the WWF Federation, led by Bill Randa, who sent his assistant Carl Denham to film and document the life of Skull Island. Think of it as a Hammond and Dr. Malcolm and Lost World Jurassic Park sort of situation, but with Carl and Bill. Carl would then hire the likes of zoologist Jack Driscoll and Ann Darrow, as well as a handful of military soldiers for protection. And thus the crew will embark off to the island. Upon which they will find the remnants of a great ancient village, filled and decorated with every sort of remnant they once carried. Eventually they find Hank Marlowe, a man who's been living on the island for the past 28 years. Eventually they run into the great ape known as Kong, who kidnaps Anne and takes her off into the jungles of the island, and the crew set off to find and rescue her, encountering all sorts of creatures such as skier buffalo, whatever the heck those bat things are, skull crawlers, the Statosaurus Rex, and just about any sort of King Kong creature that I could fit into the film. After Jack rescues Anne from Kong, they reach the beach where Marlowe captures Kong, and has apparently been evil the entire time, and brings Kong and many of his fellow islanders to a zoo in New York. And I believe you know where this is going, so let's just skip right to the end. The creatures all break out and they run amok in the city, and it's a fight for survival leading up to Kong fighting a Gorosaurus on top of the World Trade Center. Kong knocks the creature off the building where it falls to its death. After that, Kong and the creatures that weren't killed were moved to a new island, a private island, where something like this could never happen again. Why not Skull Island, you may ask? Well, here's the thing. In the movie, I had the idea to blow Skull Island up. You think it can't get any crazier? Well, boy, you're wrong! In place of the natives, I would have put 20-foot statues that would sacrifice the main characters to the dinosaurs, a mother skull crawler, which was basically a big spiky skull crawler, and in the sequel I would have Kong shoved around a bunch of other Godzilla monsters on that supposed private island. And then I regained my senses and we went on to draft 2. The story still begins the same, Randa assigning Carl to save Skull Island, but instead of Carl working with the military, it would actually be the military pursuing Carl. But neither team would be ready for the horrors of Skull Island. The animals of the island would be primarily Cenozoic creatures, with a couple scientifically accurate dinosaurs from the late Cretaceous, as well as Kong, the skull crawlers, and insects. And the plot's pretty much the same after that point. Marlowe turns out to be the villain. The Skull Island creatures are brought to a zoo. But on the plus side, there are a couple of other ideas that were brought. This draft of the film would ultimately be the one to get the trailer treatment. If you've seen this trailer, then you have a pretty good idea of what this film was supposed to be like. Now currently, I cannot spoil anything just yet, but I can show you a little teaser of what's to come. Primarily taking inspiration from Peter Jackson's 1995 draft of his adaptation, plus with a few elements from the scrapped Legends of King Kong from the 70s, this film would ultimately be combined of most elements from scrapped Kong films, as well as some of my own original ideas. So there's pretty much the entire history of my King Kong film up to this point. This video would have been out sooner if iMovie hadn't chose to ruin my life. Anyway, bye!